Wow, I got hundred subscribers in the last 24 hours because of one of the videos, and that makes me really, really happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I stayed in bed all day and just the weather is not so. It's not another sunny day in the UK. Actually, today is another gray day in the UK, but there's been so few of them lately, and yeah, today I'm just here, but I'm gonna go out soon and maybe I'm gonna film something, so stay with me. I don't know what I'm gonna film. I don't know what I'm gonna share, but definitely it's gonna be something good. I'm on my way to my studio because I have someone coming to fix their mouth breathing, and I'm really happy because today finally I feel a great shift. Things are starting really to pick up. The channel is growing. I mean, I was on the phone with a friend and said, oh, the video, the one about the British got like 5,200 views. And by the time I finished the call, the video already got 7,000 something views. So, and it was like, okay, it was a half an hour call, Hello.
Hello.
So it makes me really happy. And it is also perfect timing. We live in a cyclical universe, reality, software, program, call it whatever you like. We have major cycles and we have minor cycles, but now is a 4-year cycle. Exactly 4 years ago I was trying to do the same. It wasn't working out, but the time wasn't right because I messed up at work, I messed up relationships, and I was just about, like my wife was about to leave me. Everything was just crap and I had to go through, oh shit, there's a tree fell down, holy shit, that wasn't here yesterday, what happened?
I don't know, I was just wondering that.
Or, I mean, it's not a bush that just grown overnight.
No.
Wow, oh, it's this one, yeah, okay. Well, it looks cozy, mysterious. Wow. Yes, where was I? It wasn't the right time, and I knew that, I mean, back in 2021, I knew that I had to go through a very hard time because everything is like that. There is a video. I'm actually probably gonna play it here. How we're moving through space. So it's always a roller coaster, ups and downs. And if you postpone to make them, the choices that you need to make, if you postpone them, then it's just going to be harder for you. And I know I barely made it. I know for a fact that I barely made it out alive. And I really feel privileged that I feel I have a second chance in life, There are plenty of other people who have it much worse than me. I do acknowledge that. I am aware of that. But this is my situation. So things are starting to go up again for me. It's great. I'm really grateful to you for your views, for your likes, dislikes, comments, any activity on the channel is great. And what I wanted to share now, I was walking. Another great thing about the UK, which I am experiencing now, not just the politeness of people. Yes, that I already spoke about. But for example, just getting the things, material things, like shopping, like ordering from eBay or Amazon. Like you can get what you want and you can get it immediately. You can get it fast. Do you know how hard it is to get a hold of something in Mexico? Or, okay, in Bali, they have Tokopedia. Yes, you can order, but then there is a guy coming. I mean, it's not the same experience. Here, you can just get something. For example, I need some vitamins, or I need some what do you call them, the supplement, or I need anything that I need. Click, and I got it, and price is great, and I really missed that. Just ease of getting hold of whatever you need. I think it's wonderful. So I wasn't planning to talk about this, but because I just got I was waiting for some paperwork and I just got it so quickly. Oh my God. I mean, it just makes things easier, you know, and it really, really works. Another thing I want to say about the government website, for example, gov.co.uk, because I've been in tech and worked with online stuff for almost 20 years. So I look at UX, UI, and everything, and I think that the gov.uk site, whoever's done that, whoever's built that, the way it's, you know, the way you use it, the usability, and the user experience, is just brilliant. It's just so simple. It's just really made for people. I honestly mean what I say. Also, the fact that I needed to sort out some paperwork due to my European status. And you know what? There are people who actually thought about that there will be probably some people like me who've been absent and who need to sort it out. And there was a feature to add an explanation why you've been away and so on. So someone had thought about that. So people here actually care about other people. That's amazing. Big, because in many countries they just don't. Okay? And those of you who lived here all your life, haven't been outside, and you criticize, you know, your country, you know, you might think again about it, because if you haven't tried to live in other places, then you really don't know that how great it is really here. And I'm speaking from my heart. Okay, stay with me, I'll probably record some more. Okay, you saw what happened. The thing is, my shoe, it started to break apart. And it's not an expensive shoe, but it is a very high quality shoe, which was made by a Ukrainian brand, which unfortunately had to close down. And I was at their shop, the last shop that they've had in Odessa, and I bought, you know, just a couple of pairs to support them. They were selling like really cheap. It was like a really closing sale. And I mean, it's nothing special, but the quality is better than Louis Vuitton, any of the, you know, most expensive brands, because I've had those, and they're just amazing. And I was coming down, and I have a tailor friend here. He's not a shoe guy, but I just popped in and asked him, you know, if he knew maybe someone who could help me fix it. He just took the shoe, he just fixed it. So it's amazing. He's a British guy. So there you go. Another great vibe for you. I really think it's great. And I'm really happy that there are still people like him, you know, specialists, craftsmen, who are still there going. I think we should support them. I'm also a person like that because I have my lab, and I fix breathing. That's what I fix. So let's support those people. What would we do without them? Do you know what I mean? Someone just said it twice. Nice suit, man, nice suit. And I'm like, what? And then I realized he was complimenting me. And yeah, but it's not bad. It's actually not a suit, it's just a blazer. I mean, this was Ted Baker. I was actually thinking, I heard Ted Baker went bust. And I'm like, okay, this blazer is 10 years old. Okay, I got it in 2014 in Ted Baker on Oxford Street. And I was thinking, I need to have, you know, I need to refresh my wardrobe, because I mean, okay, it looks pretty good, but you know, it's old. It doesn't look like it. I kept it. I mean, good stuff, good things, you know, if you keep them well, if you maintain them, if you do like dry cleaning, well, they can stay in great shape forever. But I was thinking that I want a new one, and I thought I can't get Ted Baker anymore. Anyway, just wanted to share the good vibe, because somebody just gave me a compliment on the street, which is great. Yeah, only in the UK I've experienced something like that. And now I'm a bit lost. vibes, huh? Nothing but good vibes. You remember the verse? If you seek, then you shall find. If you seek positivity, you will find it. Why seek out the negative stuff? Like, why do we do that? It's easier. It's very easy. But the thing is, the universe, the matrix, whatever, it has laws. Everything is in balance. So if everything is in balance, then it should be equally easy to shift the attention to the positive stuff, right? And there should be equally the same amount of people who are into positivity as they are in the negative, because everything is a balance. Or is it a theory? What do you think? Or is it just me? I'm totally sober, like absolutely 100%. You know, I'm not high, I'm not drunk, nothing, complete sobriety. Okay, talk to you later. I just had to go and update some information, and I just got it done quick. Everything works, everything fast, no bureaucracy, you know. So I really appreciate it. I love the UK. Every day I'm loving the UK. Actually, you know what I think? I think that, all over town it smells like everybody's smoking weed. I'm going around, I smelled a bit here, I smelled a bit there. And actually I think I am a bit influenced just by this passive, because it's all over the place here. And I think a little bit of weed, it's actually good for you. Honestly, I really do. It's better than drinking, because I tried all of that. And but well, that's just my opinion, okay? I think if everybody smoked a little bit of weed, everything would be calmer, there would be less wars, less violence, and all of that, okay? Let me know what you think, but this is just my opinion, and actually I don't care what you think about this particular subject, because I know that I am right. Because I have experience with both. So much violence under alcohol I've experienced in my life. Deaths, you know, like I lost friends, all of it. Haven't lost anyone who's smoking weed. Okay, that's what's happening. Because I was just walking and thinking, no, I could smell like, whoa, one more time, like 3 times a day I've been walking, and I've been literally, it was somewhere close by, but this time someone literally blew smoke into my face. She was standing and having a smoke inside of an entrance. I thought, okay, maybe that's why I'm always in such an uplifted mood. I'm just passively high. Okay, see you later. What the fuck? Okay, that was not a good vibe. There was a crow attacking a magpie. Never seen anything like that. But I wanted to elaborate on the subject of the alcohol and the other stuff. The thing is, people can have plenty of fun on the alcohol, and you know, many times everything is fine, because it's not the alcohol that brings up the aggressiveness and the evilness and all of that. I mean, it is already in the person. The alcohol just kind of, you know, takes the barrier, opens the door, and lets out what's already inside of the person. So I guess, you know, it's just trauma. We're so traumatized, all of us, because of the way this is constructed, this reality that we live in, that we do stuff that we don't like, work ourselves to death, and you know, we have to escape reality. And what I've noticed, because when I used to drink, I couldn't handle it. I had to drive somewhere, go somewhere, fly somewhere, run somewhere. I would get into arguments. My wife, my ex-wife and I, we always started to argue when we had a glass of wine, or you know, like, it's considered normal. And that was one of the reasons that I quit. Why am I being filmed? I don't know. So that was also one of the reasons that I quit. I thought, what's the point of drinking and relaxing if every time I'm having just a sip, within a few minutes, something, an animal, I become like an aggressive, I become like another personality. What's the point of me drinking if every time I end up arguing with my wife? So I told her I don't want to do it, I'm done, I quit. And she didn't want to support me in that. I know couples where they supported each other and quit, both of them, and I think that's how it should be. It wasn't my case. So that brought only the negative in me. And then 11 years later, okay, I worked it through. I know where it came from. I know the trauma. I solved it. But I've been smoking weed during this time, and if you want to get away from reality, I think weed is much better than the alcohol, although both of them are bad. Smoking too much weed just makes you stupid and do stupid shit, So I don't recommend doing any of that. I recommend 100% sobriety. That's the hardest drug, believe me. That's the hardest part. But it's real. Once you get a hang of it, you can't get enough of it. And then that becomes too much, in a good way. So I think we're screwed up here. There's no way out, really. Do you know what I mean? Also think about this, okay? The booze, look at the booze. And this is nothing. In Ukraine, in Russia, the alcohol is 1/3 of a supermarket. Think about it. Why? Why is that? So I have my own theory about that. First of all, we gotta ask ourselves, why is it legal? Here you go, you can drink, just drink. Well, my experience, everything I talk about on this channel, all my channels, is only my experience. Since I quit alcohol, never had a seasonal sickness, never had a flu, none of it. I did get eventually COVID symptoms at the very end of it, after I've been through half of Europe. I was in Ukraine when I got it, and I lost my sense of taste. But the whole family, I've been with them in the whole house. They were so sick, 2 hospitalized, was really bad. They were all drinking. Why, during COVID, the only thing that I haven't seen anywhere, in any recommendations whatsoever, was to avoid drinking alcohol. And during that time was actually the peak. I remember, because I was in the UK, I remember how much drinking there was going on around generally. I mean, when people were stuck, during the lockdowns. Why? Escaping reality. So for me, I realized that after I quit drinking, I didn't need any medication, so I wasn't sick. Okay, first of all, no sickness, no seasonal flu, none of that whatsoever. Okay, so to me it seems like this whole system is built like, yeah, here you go, you can drink, you screw yourself up, but we have a solution for you. Yeah, you can have some medication, to solve that problem. Great business, right? Making money on everything. Selling the problem, creating the problem and selling the problem. I think that's genius. You gotta give it to them. Okay? Another thing I wanted to talk about is my own theory, okay? Those who are traumatized, trauma related to their father, they're drinking. I'm talking about a man, okay? So those who have father stuff, they would be drinking. When drinking, it's kind of I know that some men would probably say that it's a weakness if you can't drink, because then you can't handle it. And for some men, drinking, maintaining sanity, maintaining a state which is rational whilst drinking, it's kind of there is power in it, absolutely. Like I was a lightweight, I didn't need much to get drunk. And same with all sorts of other drugs, I was always the one who needed the least, okay? So I couldn't handle it. The weed is those who are traumatized by the mother, because the weed is a female plant the one that gets you, the one that has effect. And you kind of become very feminine. You become very I don't want to say these words, but you know what I mean. Like me, it's because when you smoke it, you get so much, you know, of that female energy from the plant that you actually become it. And most men who smoke weed, they have problems with their relationships with women. Women don't like when men smoke weed. Why? They feel jealous. They don't know what's going on, but they actually are jealous. They have a feeling of jealousy inside of them, and they don't even know why, because the man is cheating with the weed. It's a female plant. Yeah, that's how I see it, you know. And that is also my experience. I've done it. So it's all about solving the root of the problem, so that you don't need to escape. Okay, and yeah, I also wanted to say that yes, there are places now like California or many other states in the US. I just recently was there and experienced it. I mean, now that they've made weed legal, it's all over the place. I mean, that's not a good thing, because everybody's just over smoking weed, and that's not good. Because again, you're escaping reality instead of working through your stuff, and you just become also stupid. And you know, any substance, if you do too much of it, it's gonna destroy you. Sometimes a little bit, I totally agree. It can be very good and healing. I totally agree. Same with drinking, probably. I mean, that's definitely not my thing, but I don't want to make anyone upset, because I know a lot of people really enjoy their wines. I really respect that, or whiskeys or whatever. I used to do that myself, really. It's just that I have an addictive personality, so for me, just having a little bit, there's no point. Why would I want to have a little bit? I wanted to get fucked, you know, and I couldn't handle it, and I just rather, you know, practice and train my strength in sobriety. I think there's, well, to me, because I've tried all of it, to me, that is the most powerful thing that a man can do. Okay, that's me. That's my opinion. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your opinion about it, your experience. If you quit, I know many people who quit, or you know, saying similar things that I do, because that's you know, life is totally different without alcohol. Everything is totally different. You feel different. You experience reality different, and you just do different things. But it's not easy when everyone around you considers it's normal having a drink after work, having that glass of wine, you know. It's normal. It's considered normal. But think about those who have created the idea that it is normal. You know? That's the scariest part, okay? Talk to you later. Thanks for commenting and watching. Oh yeah, today is another great day in the UK. But it's warm, it's nice. And I think it's great that we have a change in colors, because, you know, when it's too sunny, you really just want to stay in the sun. When it's gray, I want to go inside and do some work. So it has to change. It's great for a change, because I've been places where there's sun every single day. Honestly, you get tired of it. It's not for people who are used to seasons. That is for sure. But again, that is my experience. I guess I'm closing the subject about escaping reality. Every escape of your reality is gonna cost you time. Time, which is the most valuable asset, the most valuable thing that we have here on this planet, is time. Every smoke, every drink is taking your time away. Okay? So you're stealing time from yourself. And actually, every time that you have a smoke, subconsciously, you're telling yourself that you don't want to live. And I'm speaking from experience. So think about that. Also, I was inspired by a guy who made a video about like quitting tobacco. And he said that, let's pretend, let's just have a role play. And he said, I am a producer of a product that I need to profit on. And he was talking about how the tobacco industry works. Do you know how many chemicals they put in the tobacco to make you sick and addicted? It's all done for profit. And they're profiting on our addiction. And I bet you that those guys who produce that stuff, they're not doing it. They're probably sober. So think about that. Take care. Thanks for watching.